Well, hello enemies book lovers. My name is Ash and welcome back to my channel. We are here for my September TBR. Not only do I love filming TBR videos, but I love to make TBRs. I swear it's a separate hobby from actually reading because we love making TBRs. Not finishing them sometimes, but we still like to make them. In this video, I do have something I added to my TBR game. Technically speaking, I did this like a few weeks ago, but I have yet to actually use it for my TBR game, so I'm really excited to implement it. But before we get into that, a few things. First, if you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. I read almost all genres. Fantasy and romance separately are one of my favorite genres, sometimes together, fantasy romance, supernatural romance, etc. I'm a little bit more romance than I am fantasy, although I am trying to step into fantasy. So, you know, I mean, I always have read it, but I want to step more into it. So if you like fantasy and or romance, maybe you'll like it here. I tend to usually do more vlogs centered around romance, but I do my best. So I read almost every single genre. It's almost impossible for me not to have read a genre. Maybe not like Western, but for the most part, I've read almost everything. So if you like a chaotic reading taste, hello and welcome. The thing that I've added to my TBR game, I swear I've showed this in my vlog recently, but that is my little TBR series jar. It's the cutest thing ever. Look how tiny it is. This is my series TBR jar. Let me show it to you. If I ever land on the series tile of my TBR board game, I will probably be pulling out one of these. If I want to actually just continue a series I want to continue, I'll do that too. But I just have, you know, see all the series I'm in the middle of. I think there's around 13 in here, so a good amount. I also have Stephen King in here. That's obviously not a series, but I want to continue his works. So I have just Stephen King in general in here, so that maybe one day I'll get his book and so I can continue reading them because I want to continue his books as well. I'm trying to read them in chronological order, so I would like to eventually continue them. But until then, here it is. From September onward, I want to prioritize my series, so I'm hoping I'll get this quite often so that I can continue my series because I really want to finish series this year before the year's over. We're only in the last few months of the year, so fingers crossed I could finish some of the series I've started. I'm also going to be doing the Magical Readathon. I think it's the autumn equinox right now. I'm not going to be doing all of it in September. I'm going to be doing some in September and October. So I'm splitting it into 2 months because there's too many prompts for me. I realize that I'm not reading as much as I wanted to, so I'm going to be splitting it into 2 different months. So September and October, I'm going to be doing the Aurelium Readathon. I'm excited. I love doing it. So I'm doing Beastmaster. It's in my last leg. I'm in the last class as a Beastmaster. I'm so excited but so sad at the same time. And so my character is going to be graduating hopefully this year, I think. I think that's how it's going to work. But let's finally get into the actual part of the video that we are here for, and that is the TBR game. We do have the spinner wheel first, but we also have my TBR game. If you are new to this, it's very self-explanatory. I'm not going to explain it. I spin this first, and then I go around this board. Usually 5 times, unless I get add a roll, which is a 6th time. I also have my little pylons. If I land on a pylon, I have to take roadblocks, and it closes off the little highways. Those are my favorite places to go because it goes around the genres I don't usually read. So let's do the spinner wheel first and see what I end up landing on for this one. So we're going to spin to see where my pylon goes for my roadblock. Hopefully this is kind to me. Let's see. All right. Oh, cool. Oh gosh. Okay. So the orange space, which is add 1 more roll. I'm afraid I do not want that spot at all. So anyways, let's see if I get it, shall we? All right, let's see. Okay, thank goodness. I am on a safe spot. That means no added rolls, no roadblocks. I am fine. All right, we are good. I'm not complaining. We are safe. So let's just go into the TBR board game now because we're good. Although October might be the one that comes at me. Like, I think October might be my cursed month. Usually my board games aren't nice to me in October. When I did Spookopolython last year, the board wasn't nice to me. So hopefully October is not the cursed month, but for now, September has been nice to me. So let's put this one away. And now we'll move on to our TBR board game. Let me go into my first roll for September and see what I get for the first roll. Hello and welcome back to my TBR board game, the best time of the month. The dice for today are also my boyfriend's dice, and they are really cool. They have little eyes in the center, as you can see. We have our little TBR series jar over here, and we are ready for our first roll. So let's get on with it. First roll of the month. A 3. Cool. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, a romance book. The first roll was romance. This one is very easy for me. I read a lot of romance, so this is very simple. I want to continue a series, of course, so I decided to continue one that was a little bit easier for me to get through. I want to make sure I actually prioritize my books this month, so I'm going to try to read shorter things because I want to put bigger things on my list later. So let's do that with our first one, which is going to be Lore Olympus. I think this is volume 5, so I read the first 4, and this is by Rachel Smith. This is like a Greek retelling of the different myths and the different gods and goddesses. We're following Persephone, and of course her romance interest is Hades. It's definitely like an interesting one. I don't hate it or love it. I mean, I do own the first book right here, thanks to one of my viewers, Jessica, and so I do own the first book. I'm finally continuing the series after over a year, so I'm finally going to be continuing it, which is great. Another reason why I added this to my list is because I want to get to the 6th volume, which is this cover. I'll show you right here. This is also because I wanted to get to the annual Aurelium path that you take for the whole year, is to read a book with light blue on the cover or blue on the cover, and so I just decided to choose this one because it is a series and it's the only one in my series that actually has blue, like light blue on the cover. So I want to read volume 5 for romance and 6 for light blue on the cover for my prompts. These will definitely fulfill that, and they'll be very easy and quick to read, so it shouldn't be too hard for me to get through. Because there's not really much to talk about with that book, let's just move on to the second roll and see which one I get for this one. Moving on to our second roll. Oh, that was loud. A 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it's either a series or a scratch off card, and honestly I want to do both of these things. We're later half in the year now, and I really want to get series finished, and I just got my TBR jar made, so I think it's very obvious I'm going to be choosing series. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A series tile. I have to refilm this part of the video, so I do apologize. It's gonna be a separate TBR pull, so let me just get into the footage of me actually pulling the series, and then I'll come back to you in a second. Okay, let's just quickly grab a series from the series jar. So I'm going to just shake it up, put my hand over it, and just pick one out without looking. This. Let's see what it is. Oh. Okay, I already have this on my TBR, so we're gonna do another one, because I already have this. Oh shoot, I just dropped it. Oh, no. I won't look. This. Let's see what this one's going to be. Bam. This is the 5th Nycnovan, which is like a fantasy romance series. Perfect. For this one, I pulled first from One Ash, although I want to try getting that for a different prompt. So I decided to instead re-pull and do a different series. And for this one, I actually got the 3rd book in the 5th Nycnovan series. And this book is Amidst the Insidious Courts. This is by Marie Mystery. And again, this is a fantasy romance series, Why Shoe series, mind you. This is also one I read because of the romance raffle video project I'm doing. I'm taking a break from romance raffle so I can continue my series. I don't want to start any new ones. So I want to continue this one, finish it before starting any other series. I'm also trying to read my series a bit closer together now and try to actually finish my series and not, have them so spaced out so I don't forget everything. So this is like a perfect time for me to actually continue this series because I only started it a few months ago. So I feel like it's a perfect time for me to try to continue it. Again, this is the 3rd book. This is about a main character who lives in the mortal realm, doesn't realize she's actually the Fae Queen, and gets whisked away by her royal guards to the Fae world, and things ensue from there. There is like fated mates. There's so many romance tropes in this. So if you don't like fantasy romance tropes, a very like cliche fantasy romance, probably not for you. But if you like that traditional tropey fantasy romance kind of thing with wide shoes elements, which is like multiple love interests for the female character, then this might be something that you are interested in. I'm having a good time with it. I'm excited because the enemies to lovers, like there's actual enemies to lovers, like actual, he's on the opposite side and he is horrible, but he obviously has a soft spot for her. I think that's going to be a little bit more touched upon in this book, and I'm really excited about it because the 2nd book had a lot of him and her still butting heads, but it was obvious that there was something between them, and so I'm hoping that this book will finally have them kind of coming to terms with everything. So I am looking forward to that and seeing if I enjoy this one. I am so far continuing the series. There are 5 total, I think, so I have 3 books left, including this one, so I'm hoping I will like it the rest of the series. I don't want to DNF it. Obviously, if I want to DNF it, I will, but right now, it's a fun, easy read, which is perfect for September because I feel like I really need something that's easy and simple and quick. For O in Elemental Studies, I needed to read a book with water on the cover. And this is like the only book in my series list that has water on the cover, so this is perfect for me to get to. The little TBR series jar was in my favor this month, so I'm very happy with that. And moving on from that, let's move on to our 3rd roll. Time to move on to roll number 3. An 8. Getting some big numbers today. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a sci-fi or a random color generator. Oh boy. I really should continue the Expanse series, but I already have so many big books. I think I'm gonna go with random color generator just because I don't want to go into sci-fi right now. I cannot continue the Expanse series with the other books on my list, so I'm gonna go with random color generator and hope it's kind to me. So random color generator. I always ignore the first color it shows me because I don't want to usually go with the first one. I don't know why. It's like a thing everyone does. I don't like it either. So I just ignore the first one that popped up, which is like this red color. And then I generated it again and I got black gray, which is very easy and simple. Very easy. I'm very glad I got that because I didn't want anything that would be really difficult. So I'm really happy to see that it was a very simple color. And for this one, I'm going to be continuing the series again because I really need to get to my series, as I already mentioned, and I want to finish them and make progress. Although I mentioned this in a prior TBR, I did not read this book, but I had it in a prior TBR. And this is technically a start of a series, but it is supposed to be read alongside From Blood and Ash. So I'm going to just read it, unfortunately. Starting a new series. Don't need to, but again, I'm reading it alongside of the From Blood and Ash series, and that is A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is a different series as opposed to the From Blood and Ash series. You can read them separately, although people recommend reading them side by side so that way you can kind of get a view of the world, because we're still following people in this world. It's just going to be different characters. In this one, we're following a female character who is secretly an assassin, and she has to go after the, like, what's it called? She has to make the Primal of Death fall in love with her so that she can eventually assassinate him. And I do love an assassin female character. Am I very, very much basic? Yes, I am very basic. That being said, I still am not mad about it. Again, this is in the same world as From Blood and Ash, and so I think it'll be really easy to consume. I think that I've heard a lot of people say they actually like this one more than the From Blood and Ash series, which I'm really hoping for because I didn't love the last book. I read the third book, and I just didn't love it. So Crown of Guild and Bones, I think it was called. So I'm hoping I will like A Shadow in the Ember a bit more. All right, so now let's move on to the fourth roll. 2 rolls left. Let's do our fourth roll. Okay, a 4, a reasonably small number. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god. Your recommendation. I talked about last month how I never land on this, and I got it again. Okay. This is one of your recommendations. For the fourth roll, we got one of your recommendations. I was going to choose a different book for this, but I decided to change it up because I was on Sprint, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, and a few people, like a bunch of people that I really like, mentioned the Monk and Robot series. I think that's what it's called. And you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. It's a very small book. It's under 200 pages. And so I want to give it a try. The people that recommended this to me were May, Siri, and Jess. Some of my friends on the internet now. So I am very happy to read this book and see if you enjoy it. I feel like a bunch of people like this book, so I feel like if you like this book as well, I'll also take that as a recommendation. This is A Psalm for the Wild Build. This is written by Becky Chambers. I've heard so many people talk about this book, especially when it first came out, like a few years ago now, and I never really had an interest in it because it just wasn't really my thing. I just didn't think I would enjoy it. It's like a sci-fi cozy novella. Maybe it's not cozy, you can let me know if I'm wrong, but from what I've seen in like the tags, it's more like really cozy, simple sci-fi, and it makes me curious, although again, I'm not really sure if this is something I will enjoy, though I feel like I might, especially if it has like some emotional, hard-hitting topics. I actually might enjoy that because I really like that in my books. From the very, very brief synopsis I saw within this book, it's about robots who kind of gained self-awareness and left humanity to go off on their own. Then one day, one shows up, walks up to a T-monk, a human, and asks, what do people need? And I'm gonna just leave it at that because I feel like that's enough. This is so short, so I don't really want to spoil anything, but I definitely feel like this is gonna be a very, very quick and very hard-hitting, like emotionally hard-hitting, I'm hoping, book. And I'm really looking forward to that because I like books like that personally. This is 140 pages. I could get this done in 1 to 2 days because I usually read around 100 pages a day. So I'll just give myself a little bit of slack and say 2, maybe at most. But this should be a very fast and easy read, and I'm looking forward to it. So thank you everyone that recommended this to me on my sprints and told me they love this book because I'm really now excited to get to it. We'll be starting a new series though. I just forgot that. Like, I just realized that. I'm gonna ignore that right now because I don't want to think about it, but technically this is starting a new series. Although I think there's only 3 books or 2 books, and they're very short. So you know what? I'll let it slide. It's not that big of a deal. But yes, I'm going to be reading A Psalm for the Wild Build, and I am very much excited about this one because I think this one will be very interesting and something I never really expected to enjoy. I think I will like it though. I really do. I have hope in you guys. I have hope that you guys gave me a good recommendation. Now move on to our 5th and final roll for my TBR board game. This is our 5th and final roll. Let's see if it is nice to me. Another 4. Perfect. One of my favorite numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay! LGBTQIA+ book. My last roll was LGBTQIA+, which is always a good thing to have. I always love to read some gay books because, you know, gay. And I really want to finish this series or catch up on it. Technically, I'm going to be catching up on it. The next book is coming out soon though, so whatever. Hello, editing me here to say that the book came out 4 days ago. Pucking Strong came out 4 days ago on the 26th of August. I didn't even get a chance to catch up on it. I am slightly offended. Anyway, back to the video. That is Pucking Ever After Volume 2. This is going to be following the characters from the second book, but it also have the Price family, which is the characters from the first book, and there are gay characters in that book, bi characters in that book. It's a polyamorous relationship between 4 different characters, and there's 3 men, and so a lot of the time the guys do things together, and I think one of them is also kind of like discovering his own sexuality as you read the novellas, and it's really, really sweet and endearing. And so I'm going to be reading this. It's very sweet, very simple, very quick. With that being said though, another short one, which means I should be able to get to it. And I've been wanting to get this for a while, and I keep putting it off for some reason over and over again, but I love this series. It's very cute. It's romance. It has a bunch of different characters. There's polyamorous relationships, I can't say relationships. Polyamorous relationships as well as monogamous ones. The next book is going to be a monogamous between 2 male characters. I'm so excited. I love Emily Rast's work. Well, at least in regards to the Pucking Around series. I didn't love like the historical fiction one, but I really love this one. So it's like hockey romance series, and I'm adoring it. So finally I'm getting to second volume of Pucking Ever After. It's about time, honestly. I was supposed to read this a while ago and I never did. So finally getting to it for the month of September. That's all for my TBR board game. I still have a few books left. A lot of these books though are coming from August. So let me just breeze over those ones really quickly because I have to get to those too. I really want to. So we're going to try to do that. One of those being Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. I only read 80 pages so far. I still have a few days left of the month. So I might be able to get to like page 100, but I'm not going to be getting to this book anytime soon, or at least finishing it anytime soon. I do plan on doing a reading vlog on this like I always have with the other ones. This one though, I'm only going to be reading half of the book and then releasing a video. So part 1 and part 2, it's 2 separate months. So I'm hoping in September, you'll see me putting the first part of this video up, and then in October, you'll see me putting the second part up. I didn't read this as much as I wanted, but because I have a little bit more space in September with my page count, I'm hoping I'll be able to at least get to like the halfway mark of this book. So I'm hoping for the best. I'm really enjoying what I've read so far, and I'm dying to find out what's going to happen. So I will definitely continue this in September. And again, probably will have a part 1 video. They will be separated by like a month, so hopefully you won't mind too much. If you are looking forward to me reading this book, I will promise to prioritize it a bit more in September. Similar to that, I did not get to The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I really wanted to. I never got to it. I wanted to make sure I was in the right headspace because I didn't want to just read it and not enjoy it if I'm not in the mood for it. But I do definitely plan on reading it. I want to do also a reading vlog for this as well because I feel like it's going to be a really fun process. And if I like it, or if I want to read the Lord of the Rings series, I would love to do a little reading vlog project on it because I love reading books that people love and like kind of sharing my experience with it. So I really want to do that. So I'm going to read The Hobbit, watch the movie with my boyfriend, and I'm going to give my ideas, my thoughts, how I feel about it. And I'm looking forward to it because I think it'd be a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm really excited to be reading this one as well. I know I was supposed to read it last month and I didn't get to it, but I promise you, it is hopefully going to happen in September. Mark my words. Actually, don't mark my words because I might not still, but I really want to try, okay? I'm going to. So many people are excited about it, so I don't want to disappoint anyone. So I will try my best to get to it in September. The last book on my list is actually an e-arc from NetGalley. It's coming out in November, I think November 18th to be exact. It's actually going to be one of the prompts for the Magical Readathon, which is O in restoration, and that is to read a book with a single POV. I don't know if it has a single POV, but because it has the word I in the title, I'm going to hope that it has just a single POV of the main character. So I'm hoping maybe it'll work. If not, I'm sure there's gonna be other books in this list I can use this for, but I think this one will make sense considering the title of it. This is I, Medusa by Ayana Gray. This is obviously, as you can tell, a Medusa retelling. This one sounds like it's gonna be really hard-hitting as well, and I'm a little bit, not nervous about it, but I would say definitely kind of trepidatious going into this book, kind of hoping I will like it and it won't be too difficult to read. I know that Medusa is a very strong and difficult subject to get through because of what she's been through and the historical aspects of what happened with Medusa. I'm going to vaguely read off of what this is about as much as I can. I'm not going to be too much reading off of it because I know it's annoying. I don't like it either. But I'm going to read a little bit what this book is about. This says it is a new kind of villain origin story following a character named Medi, and she wants to work with Athena as an acolyte, so she does so. One night though, she ends up finding Poseidon, who is drunk, and one thing leads to another, and unfortunately she is essayed. Obviously, instead of having Poseidon get in trouble for it, Medusa does, or Medi in this case, and she is the one that has her hair turn into snakes, and she becomes a completely different person. Medusa must embrace a new identity, not as a victim, but as a vigilante, and with it the chance to write her own story as a mortal, martyr, and myth. This explores rage, heartbreak, and love. Medusa portrays a young woman who's caught in the cross between her heart's deepest desires and the cruel, careless games of the Olympian gods. This definitely touches upon the topics that you see in the Greek myth of Medusa, and also probably has a little bit of a spin on it. Medusa isn't going to be seen as a villain within this book. Maybe to other people she's a villain, but in her own story, now she will have her own way of going about what's happened to her, and hopefully get some, I wouldn't say revenge, but you know what? revenge as well. I would hope so, at least. I do have a few arcs lined up. That's why I'm reading it a little bit earlier than usual. I usually would have read this in October, but for now I'm going to be reading it in September so I can give you a review in October, and I'm hoping I will enjoy this book. This says adult and young adult on Goodreads because Goodreads can never make up its mind. I think it's also input by the actual reviewers, so I will let you know in October how I feel about it and how I feel like the subject matter kind of relates to age demographics, so I'll let you know if it's more YA or adult when I actually read it. Those are the 9 books I have on this list. I'll show you right here as to what all the books look like, all the different ways I'm going to be reading it, the formats, and the page count total, because I did not input Brandon Sanderson's book, so this is technically over 3,000. It's just that for the time being, just to make myself feel less stressed out, I just didn't put Oathbringer on the page total. But with Oathbringer, it's going to be over 3,000 pages, so I'm hoping I can get to this. Like I always say, I hate making TBR videos and not actually reading the books. I always feel a little bit guilty when I don't actually read the books, or at least I don't finish all of them, but I usually get to at least like 75% of them, which is what I'm going to be hopefully doing in the month of September. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. It is kind of like the autumnal months now. I don't really read according to the months though. I love autumn. It's my favorite season. I feel like a lot of us love the season of fall, but it just makes me so happy to finally be here because we love it. We love it. Maybe not everyone here loves fall or autumn, but you know what? I do. I think a lot of us do. So I'm so excited to finally be getting to the fall months because it's been so warm this year. It's been so hot this summer. And so it's nice to have a little bit of a break. So that is all for my TBR board game. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. If you are still here and you want to leave an emoji down below, leave your favorite fall themed emoji. It could be Halloween. It could just be like a leaf. It could be whatever you want it to be. It could be just like a pumpkin, whatever you want to kind of celebrate the start of autumn. I know not everyone is celebrating autumn right now. I know like seasons are different depending on where you are, but from where I am it is. So let's just bask in the feelings with emojis, I guess. Hopefully you enjoyed my TBR video. Thank you guys so much for being here and being a part of my channel and watching. I always appreciate you guys so much. Have a great day. Have some amazing reads in the month of September, and I hope to see you all soon. Goodbye, everyone.